Good morning and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa and I'm a flight attendant with a major US airline. Today I'm starting a 3-day trip. Today's day should be around a little over 8 hours, but it should be a fairly easy day. I am flying to Cuba for a turn, so flying from Miami to Cuba, then from Miami to Cuba, then Cuba back to Miami, and then Miami to Orlando where I'll lay over. So come with me on today's adventure. I'm going to be the flight attendant number 2, which is the galley flight attendant that prepares the carts and does the catering. It should be relatively simple because this is a small airplane. Today I'm flying on the Airbus 319, which we call the baby bus, where there's only 3 flight attendants and 120 passengers. So easy peasy day. It should be. Fingers crossed. All right, let's go on to today's adventure. What time is it right now? It's 5:07 a.m. I woke up at 4 a.m. and to get ready for work. Now I am commuting to Miami. I have to sign in. That means I have to be at the gate at 11:23. But since I have to commute, I'm up early. All right, now come with me on today's adventure. Boarding is in 10 minutes. I made it through, but that transportation and the security line, oh my gosh. There were so many people. Like, this is the busiest that I've seen it. Or maybe I'm just working more this holiday season that I'm witnessing it. But it's snaked around way past the little mall area where the shops and the restaurants are. But I'm at my gate 10 minutes ahead of time, and it looks like I will get a seat, be able to get to Miami on time. I have 3 hours to wait before I sign in for my trip, so I bought a butter pecan caramel iced coffee, and I'm charging my phone. I have been so cold all day, so I made a hot water bottle. I just added hot water in this bottle. It will warm my hands. I've been so cold, I can't warm up. It's so dark here, but so our flight was delayed by 37 minutes. So I'm just going to stay here by the gate and just kind of wait it out. See how soon the plane gets here so we can be on our way. Well, I'm almost done. Our boarding was delayed because our incoming plane was delayed like an hour, which means we're going to get there an hour later, which means our layover is not going to be 12 hours. It's going to be more like 11 hours. I'm just ready to get there. I'm tired. My contacts are dry. I need lipstick. It's 10:08 p.m. and it is dark outside and it's cold. So I left my house this morning when it was dark, and now I'm in my layover hotel where it's dark and I'm cold. So I'm going to do a quick room tour, and then I'll do my little debrief of everything that happened today, and then I'm going to eat and I'm going to get some rest because I've had a long day. It's been a long one. Now this hotel may look familiar because I was just here, I think the night before last, on the same layover in Orlando. Even the decoration above the toilet kind of looks like a turtle shell. That's a little bit bizarre. It's the same as it was at the other room, different room, but the beds are the same, the fluffy pillows are the same, the desk, the mirror. This is different. This was over in that corner on the other one. But everything else is the same. We will see if the view is the same too. Little coffee station. There's a refrigerator down there. And the views of the parking lot. I really wanted a couple of hours to just like watch TV, watch Netflix, or read, or just decompress. But I guess I can do that. It's 10:08. That just means I'll have to be up until around midnight, then get around 7 hours of sleep. I have to be downstairs at 8:30. So if I get up at 7, that should give me plenty of time. So today I went from Miami to Cuba, back to Miami, then Miami back to, or not back to, then Miami to Orlando. So Miami to Cuba, Cuba to Miami, Miami to Orlando. I'll tell you where I was in Cuba. I have to look it up. Okay, I was in Camagüey, Cuba. That's where I went. I woke up at 4 a.m. It's now 10 p.m. I woke up at 4 a.m. to get ready to leave my house at 5 a.m. to drive half an hour to the airport, and then I caught my flight from Orlando into Miami, and then I had like 3 hours to just hang out in the airport before I actually had to be at my gate. 10, 11, 12, yeah, 3 hours. The security line, I feel like this is a repeat of the other day because the security line in Orlando was insanely long again. But it's been long all week, and it's because of the holidays. But I am so glad I have not been a regular passenger these past days and having to wait in that line, because it just looks so nerve-wracking and time-consuming, and everyone is just pressed to get to where they're supposed to go. But anyways, on my commuter flight, there were plenty of seats. I got to sit in the exit row, so I had a little extra leg room, and I caught a nap. The flight, even though it's a little more than 30 minutes, I snoozed. I got a power nap. And then I feel like it's a repeat because I stopped at Dunkin' and I got my iced coffee to wake me up. I was flight attendant number 2, so that position is the galley position, and I don't mind being the galley position on these small airplanes because it's very manageable. So I did my safety checks. One of the safety things that the number 2 does is ensure that the tarmac delay kit is on there, and those are like snack provisions. If we're sitting on the tarmac for a certain amount of time, then we have to go and open that tarmac delay kit and give passengers a snack. It's one of the things I do, and then I set up the carts for drink and accompaniment service. And on those carts, on this airplane, because it's the baby bus, the Airbus 319, it's just 3 flight attendants. So when we go into main cabin, it's just me and the flight attendant number 3. We go on one cart. So what I do is on my first level, I usually set, if it's cookies, I set the cookies on a tray. And then I like to do 2. Then I have my ice that's crushed. Then I like to do 2 inserts of sodas just in case I run out. I have another insert to choose from. Then I have my mixers drawer. Then on one side we have the beer and like Trulies and the white wine on ice. And then on the other side we have the liquor minis. on the other side. So that's how I set up my carts. Oh, and then we have 2 toppers. So on one topper, we have our cups, our paper cups or plastic cups. We have an apple juice, an orange juice. We have our little bucket with our creams, our stir sticks, our Splenda, our sugars. We have our little serving napkins. Then in the other topper, we have a hot tea. We have a coffee, a hot coffee. We have napkins, and then we have more water, and we have more juice. That's what gets put on the toppers. Miami wheelchairs. I don't know if you noticed in my video, but Miami has these really cool, like, autonomous wheelchairs that play this little chime, so you know whenever one's near, because you hear the little music. And you know, passengers that need wheelchair service, they hop on there, and I think they get programmed to the appropriate gate that they have to go to, and then you see these little automated wheelchairs pushing them through the airport. And if anyone gets too close to them in front or behind, the wheelchair just stops. So it has like some sensors on there. Let's see. So in the 3 hours that I just hung out in the Miami airport, I just sipped my coffee. I found an empty, quiet gate that actually had a working charger. So I charged my phone and I watched another episode of 6 Feet Under. I just got into season 3. So it is a pretty good show. It's an old show, but it's on Netflix now. It used to be an HBO show, or it is an HBO show, but now it's so old it's on Netflix. But it's pretty good. We didn't have enough bin space, overhead bin space, when it was time to take our passengers from Miami to Cuba. We ran out of bin space because in this aircraft, they're not as tall, they're shallow, so you have to lie your suitcase. So if this is your suitcase, you have to lie it in flat. You can't put it like a book on a bookshelf. So we can't accommodate as many. So we had about 5 bags that we needed bag tags for the outside agents, and then they needed to pull them off so they could go underneath the plane. Oh, FYI, this little tip, minimum crew on that airplane is 3 flight attendants. So once we are on that plane and we have a passenger on, we cannot break minimum crew. So when it comes to having to take those bags to put them outside the airplane by that little door, none of the crew can get off and do that. We just set them right outside the door, and then the gate agent will move them out there. We can never break minimum crew. We have to have minimum crew on there. In the event of an emergency, we are the people to evacuate the airplane or deal with whatever emergency, you know, there might be. So minimum crew, just wanted to discuss that. We pushed back from the gate, we did our safety demo, and then we sat on the tarmac for so long. The captain said that there was just lots of air traffic, so he made a PA, and he said from what he could see, we were like the 20th in line. So that took a minute before we actually got out. And then when we landed in Cuba, all the passengers, it was a full flight, they clapped when we landed. They're very grateful that we had a safe landing. So sometimes you hear like the whole cabin clap, and they did on this one. We deplaned the passengers and we boarded once we were in Cuba. We deplaned and boarded from both the front and the back of the airplane using stairs. So they didn't have a jet bridge. So that's a little bit different. Then once we landed and passengers deplaned, we bring our own security with us. So then the security does their sweep of the whole cabin. They lift up cushions, they look under every seat, they look in every seat pocket, they look with a mirror above every like bin space. They look in all of the carts that are in the galley, they look in the trash cans, they go through everything in the bathroom. They do a thorough security sweep. Then we board the new passengers. Flight time from Cuba going back to, or flight time from Miami going to Cuba was 54 minutes, and then the flight time from Cuba back to Miami was 1 hour. I packed 3 bananas with me on this trip, and I forgot I was going to the Bahamas and I was going to Cuba. So I ate 2 of them. I had to throw the 3rd one away before I went through customs. Even though I brought that banana from the US, they don't know where I got it from. So I just thought better safe than sorry. I'll throw it away. Threw it in the trash. Today's work day, I think it was It's supposed to be just 8 hours, but it was more towards 9, rolling into 10. I'm very tired. Look, my makeup is also smearing, but that's okay. Don't tell anyone. It's the end of the day. Yeah, like I said, I've been at this hotel before. I was just here like the day before yesterday. Once we got back to Miami, that flight was delayed because our incoming aircraft was delayed. It was delayed by 1 hour and 9 minutes, which meant that takes out of our layover time. Our layover was supposed to be 12 hours, so now our layover is less than 11 hours. This ear right here is plugged. The other day I had a little tickle in my throat and I kind of felt like, am I getting a cold or am I not getting a cold? I think I just have like my sinuses or allergies are messed up, but now all day this ear's been giving me problems. I've been like tilting my head down and up because I tried I think it's called the Valsalva method, and it's not working. It's just too much pressure. So I did bring some cold and flu, and it has some decongestant. I'm gonna take that right now before I finish my dinner. I'm hungry. I wrote hungry on here. So I bought from the Corona Bar and Grill. They have an employee menu. So for $12 they have these different items you can choose, and they come with a drink. I got the turkey sandwich, so I ate half of that in the airport, and now I'm gonna eat the other half now, and that will be my dinner. And yeah, their employee meal deals are great, and it's good food. On our flight from Miami to Orlando here, we had like a high school band on there that was returning from a trip to London. They went and they played somewhere in London, so a bunch of kids on there, band kids. It was really cool. They had matching shirts, and they were wearing all their souvenirs. Quite cute. The flight time from Miami to Orlando was 37 minutes, and we flew at an elevation of 19,000 feet. I'm done. I can eat now. I can take my medicine. I could eat. I could have a little me time, and then I could get a good night's rest, because I'm hoping that this ear gets better. Tomorrow I'm in a fancy hotel. I'm in a really nice hotel in Nassau, Bahamas. I'll do a room tour of that one, and I just want to, tomorrow's easy. Tomorrow I just have to work the flight from Orlando to Miami, and we don't do service because the flight is so short, and then I deadhead. So I get to ride as a passenger, but I get paid for working to the Bahamas, and then I get to stay in a beautiful hotel. So that's it. That's it for today's adventure. Feeling a little bit but hopefully this medicine will make me feel better. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching. If you made it this far, if you watched any portion of my video, thank you, thank you, thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And to see more videos of my life as a flight attendant, and you have not yet subscribed, then please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, adios, bye-bye.